everybody, it's me, Tokkuri Yashi. How's everybody doing? Hope you are well. Konnichiwa minasan. Tokkuri Yashi desu. Kyou wa game mode no special dungeon. Yes, today we're going to take on the special dungeon. I haven't really uploaded a lot this week, so I thought, well, yes, let's jump in and do the special dungeon. So I don't expect this stream to be mega long. We've got special dungeon day 5 today. And then we have got tomorrow. We should be getting on in a few hours. I suppose it is tomorrow now in Japan. The unique equipment 2s for the magical girl Kasumi and Shiori. So we're looking forward to them. We'll maybe hopefully get to have a look at those tomorrow as well. And then the next week is going to be Clown Battle. So there'll be a few things going on in the next week. And then we'll maybe also get to see the teaser for next month's story event. Who characters are going to be featured in that story event? Yes, well, time is just flying, isn't it? It only seemed like yesterday we were getting Ceremonial Ramford and Chico. Anyway, today then we're going to jump into this special mode dungeon day 5. We should be getting straight away because we're going to be able to skip it. The first 5 modes will give us 45 wins, which means we should be getting the, well, if you get to 45 wins, then I suppose if you really want, that would be GG, good game, and job done really, because that's where the best of the rewards are. So there we go, skipping the first 5 levels there. I thought it was a bit loud in my ears. For me, it was a bit loud. I don't know if it's a bit loud for you, but it's a bit loud for me in my ears. Turn that down. Right. There we go. We're up to 45 now. So we've got that EX4 piece of equipment. That is the main thing we're trying to be getting out of this mode. So it's just a bit of a bonus now to see if we can get up to 50. Now, hopefully it's not going to be too difficult. At least these first couple shouldn't be too difficult. I think we're probably just going to try hitting it with Dark Physical. Let's try hitting it with Dark Physical. We'll have Yamato as the tank anyway, because she is the best tank, really the best tank for Dark Physical, even though she's multiple targets. Who else did we really want on this team? Running this previous days, Grace worked for a few fights, but there are some that Eris is just better because Eris keeps you alive. Not Miyako. The other greeny-haired girl on the team down here, that's what we want, then Persia. This is what I ran on here yesterday. He did it pretty well, so let's see how it does. We don't really want to be losing any characters within the first couple of fights. Maybe we will on 9 and 10. But, ooh, they're a bit loud again. I don't know if they're a bit loud. Turn them back down a bit. It's always shouting very loud when they're in battle. Like I said, hopefully we can take out Electro Gigas with this team without losing anybody, because we don't like to use some of these characters later on at the end of this stage. All the way up to day 4. This guy kind of went down pretty easy, so hoping it's the same today. There we go, now we're finally getting to hit him. All the ads are gone. And unless we have a total disaster, it is looking like it is going pretty well. I'm pretty sure there are plenty of other teams that can do this. I mean, some of these fights we've had in Clown Battles recently, or maybe even Deep Quests, we're going to have a look. We can use some of the teams that use this. So there we go. Number 6, fight 6 for day 5, Electro Gigas, there we go. Not too much of a problem. Christina there, absolutely kicking butt. Dark Physical, there's plenty of options, isn't there, to use on this team. If you don't have Eriko or Precia, then even if you don't have Christina, probably you could put in somebody like maybe Riri. They would do pretty well. So, yesterday for this Ice Goes it an Ice Crystal Golem, what is his name? We used the same team here more or less, but we used Eris instead. And this is where Eris is better than Grace, because she just keeps you alive. When he does his big nasty attack, We didn't even feel it. So, I don't know, maybe we could try swapping a few in and out. Instead of maybe Eriko there, we could potentially put in Korea here. I don't know if we need to because we've got a main tank. Perhaps we'll try Riri. She might do a little bit more damage, I don't know. I think the team with Eriko in it did pretty well yesterday, completed it. So we'll give Riri a try, see if Riri can do it. Hovering over this button here, ready to cancel out if something terrible happens. But hopefully we should be alright. And then we'll be on to the next fight that's Tough Geist, isn't it? Tough Geist is the next fight after this one. But anyway, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've still got Crystal Golem to take care of. He's putting up a bit of a barrier and he's a little bit annoying and stalling. And there we go. When I used Grace on this team, we did that big attack and it took out the 3 middle characters there. This is where Eris, like I said, is better. She just you need somebody on this team with that barrier, that damage nullification barrier. So if you're not going to use that physical, perhaps a wind team with Theo might help pretty well. Somebody that's got a barrier, maybe light with Ameth as well. You know what we're doing out here. The usual customers. Who are you going to want to use in there? 30 seconds left. I think we've probably got this dude. There we go. One more big crystal attack. And Eris helps us tank it all there. Pretty good stuff. It's a little closer. He's putting up his barrier. But there we go. With 11 seconds to go, we managed to take out boss number 2 for today, stage 7, more or less the same team. Riri didn't do anything there. Why didn't Riri do a lot of damage on that? That's really, really strange, that is. Anyway, it was enough to take out. Maybe the Eriko would have been better. She would have done a bit of damage and maybe a bit more support. Although Riri did have defense down, doesn't she? Anyway, it's good enough. GG, what are we saying? Good game. So here we go. Tough Geist then. There's a couple of teams that I'm assuming you could run with this Tough Geist. We did have this Tough Geist in Clan Battle a couple of months ago. That team, the dark team I'm going to use. No, we do want Christina. What we're doing, take for Christina. The dark team that is best for that is what we're going to run right now. But because Tough Geist is 710 win deep quest, I'm pretty sure if you do have Ceremonial Ranfa, you do have Ceremonial Chica, this Spring Suzume, some of the other characters that used for the teams for that 710 win deep quest would probably work pretty well in here. So if you can run one of those teams, then maybe give that one a try. So who do we want for this team here? We want Medusa. This is a Medusa team. We want this Mitsuki and we want Grace, don't we? That's the last on the team. So fingers crossed it works here like it did in Clan Battle a couple of months ago. In fact, we had Vicala in here a couple of months ago because Christina wasn't out at that time. So if you don't have this Christina, you can try putting Vicala in her place against this Tough Geist. If you want to run this dark team against Tough Geist, let's just hope that these stats aren't too high here, a little bit higher than they were in Clan Battle, and it's enough to just take us out. That would be worrying if that was the case. Maybe then we would have to try swapping Grace back in for Eris, just to give us a bit more tanking, because we are taking a bit of damage here. I mean, although so is Tough Geist, he's definitely taking a lot of damage too, but we don't have a lot of healing and our health is looking a little low there, and he comes in, there we go. That's what I was worried about. So what we're going to do is back out and we're going to swap Grace for Eris, which is why, if you didn't see my pre-fest tier list, why Eris is right at the top and Grace was a little bit lower down. But hopefully, with Eris here, we will have enough of a damage nullification barrier and a bit of healing and a bit of boosting to our stats that this should be a lot easier. And we should be okay. We've also got the revive as well that Eris has got, which is really good, and we're still getting the 200% action speed buff that Grace was there for, more or less. So let's see how this does. Oh, I don't know what level is the Tough Geist in 710 Deep Quest. I haven't quite taken that on yet. I could give it a try if we had the Chica to borrow, if I do summon for the Chica in a few days, but let's go. We're doing much better here. They swap in, and we don't die. We've got our health a lot higher. You use them punches, we're not worried, because Eris is here to save us. There we go. Tough Guys defeated. If you're having trouble there with that team you're trying with Grace, take her out, put in Eris. And jobs are good, and there we go. Now we're on to the real tricky stuff for today, 4 and 5. So, our rewards here. Now, this is where we start to get a little bit more worried. I'm not quite sure exactly what we're going to do here because final fight. I suppose I wanted to really use a dark team again. Dark physical works pretty well here. Dark magic works pretty well here. Hopefully we don't lose Eris here, because what I used here yesterday was a dark magic. We thought, let's jump over to dark magic. Now, do we have an Eris to borrow? We have got an Eris that we could borrow. So, what I'm saying is that hopefully we don't lose Eris, and we can do this in one. But if not, we can borrow an Eris later. So, this is what we're going to go for. We're going to just go for a single target. Dark magical team. We just go dark. I mean, there's pretty good wind, fire, and water teams. Maybe it's light, really, lagging behind a bit. I'm sure some light teams could do this as well. We're going to put Nenika in and Echidna. There we go. This team beat it just with about 10 seconds to go yesterday on tier 4 or day 4. How's it going to do on day 5? I'm thinking, if we don't die, which we shouldn't, we might not quite have enough damage to take it out, which is where we're going to start losing teams. Well, I checked if we had an Eris to borrow for the Goblin Lord, whatever his name is, Orc Lord at the end there. So, Flower Cavalier. I was pretty sure we had this boss in the Deep Quest or something, and I couldn't find it anyway. What we really need to be wary for is the union base of this Flower Cavalier, because it does do a lot of damage. And again, we've got Eris, again, just to keep us alive when that union base comes in, so hopefully it will not be too much. There we go, there. There it was. That could have hurt us, but with Eris, if you didn't even feel it, it was but a scratch. Now it looks like actually we are probably going to need 2 teams for this fight today, which is probably not that. In which case, if we do need 2 teams, if I can find my blinking mouse, it might be wiser to run a different team first that we don't mind losing, then come in and finish it off with this dark team, because then we'll have the dark team for the Goblin Orc or Goblin thingy at the end, Orc Lord at the end. So we're going to come back and we're going to finish it off with this one. So what do we want to use to start off with? Maybe we'll go with a wind physical team. We're going to give Theo a little run. We'll go in with a wind physical team. Now, do we want... Well, I always just go for the same kind of team. Where are we? Where are we? I can never see them. Put in Aoi. We'll put in Princess Kokoro. And then we'll kind of front. Hopefully this will do enough damage to the end of that. Dark Magical team can just finish off the Flower Cavalier. With Theo and with Princess Kokoro, hopefully we'll be alright here with that union base that comes in. We have got damage nullification barriers. Remember, we should probably want to unset Theo. Usually better run with her unset. If we get half health with this team off the Flower Cavalier, I will call that a dub. Come in then and finish it with that Dark Magic team. Then we've got one more fight to go. And then that'll be this mode for this month. I wonder if we're going to be getting it next month. And if it's going to have different fights for it. I'm not sure actually if this mode that we've got this month is actually any more difficult than it was a couple of months ago when we did get it before. Because it has felt a little bit easier up to this point because we are a little bit stronger, but if you are a newer player, then and you don't have a few teams to use, then it's going to be very difficult. But like we said, if as long as you get up to 45 on the scoreboard, then it should be GG, and that should be all that you really need to get that EX4 piece of equipment. So there we go, we've done about half health with this team here. We're going to come back in then and finish it off with that Dark Magic team. Although we've got 25 seconds left, this seems to be doing a little bit better than the Dark Magic team did anyway. We're going to get about 3/4 of the damage done down on Flower Cavalier by the time the time runs out. So yeah, I suppose for day 5, if you allocate 2 teams for these final 2 bosses, that should be what you should be expecting, I guess. Maybe somebody out there will come up with 1 pound for these. But obviously this mode has only just dropped. The resets, what is it, time is it now? It reset about just an hour and 15 minutes ago, didn't it? So it's only been up since then. Otsu Siori, thank you for your service. So let's go in and finish off Flower Cavalier with that team we did have before, so we can keep Eris. I don't know if we could have borrowed an Eris. Maybe we want to borrow somebody else at the end. So where were we? Where's our usual suspects? They're all down here. Oh, I've just gone past them all. Eris, yeah, I've just gone past them all. Nenica, we want Carol, she's at the top. Princess Carol, we want Kidna, and we want our Kukudwa. There we go. And remember to set them now because I haven't set one, and so there we go. This should be an easy win for them, which means we get to keep these characters for the final fight. How many? Well, if you can do it 2 in the final fight, that should be good. If you have to do 3 or 4, well, whatever. It's just what you need to do to get the job done. So there we go. Without too much difficulty there, we have got Flower Cavalier taken out. So 1 more fight to go for this mode to be complete. Come on, Yukari! We have the final fight today. Floor 10 on day 5. Goblin Lord. He is a goblin, not an orc. He's a bit big for a goblin, isn't he? I don't know. Anyway. So, there is a few teams, again, to use for this. If we had a Winter Cheru to borrow, which we don't. I don't think we could run a water physical team. There is no... Who could we potentially borrow if we wanted to try something a little different? I'm not sure. Anyway, we're going to go back to Dark Physical for this. And the one we ran yesterday was a bit of a strange team. Again, it had Grace instead of Grace and Eris in it, didn't it? And then we had these 2. This is the team I ran yesterday. Let's see how it does. If we get somewhere near half health, then that's pretty good. We'll just move over then and move on to a second team. We've got plenty in our pocket. We've still got our water magic team. Okay, so today this team is looking like it's going to be a bit squishy. There we go. We thought we'd have a job done, and this is going to be a quick one, and it's not. So who do we want to run here? Somebody like Vicana might be a little bit better in that place. You can have an invulnerability coming up when she gets a union based on. That might stop her from getting poked out like that. It's also be nice support for some of the team as well. Hopefully Christina won't die. She's supposed to be invulnerable to physical attacks. Right, so maybe we have got something, a bit of a challenge on today then. In that case, maybe we just want to put Yamato in. If we can't really tank it, we just want to run Yamato. Just try to get half health taken off Goblin Lord. And then it will be down to Team 2 to finish it off. So far so good. Yamato is so far so good. That was a bit of a hit, that was. Level 700, so much higher level than us, which means our crits are going to be critting not very as often. The crit percentage for us is down. But he's only got, what, 360 million hit points? Oh, that one was a bit nasty. 360 million hit points is nothing compared to some of the other bosses we fought the other day. We did Dungeon X7, 5 billion hit points. Did the Demon Fox have? That was that was a bit of a stream. That was only 3 hours. Let's talk about, well, 20 seconds to go. Actually, what are we going to do here? Do we leave this running? Are we going to have to do this with 3 teams, 4 teams? Come on, Christina. Well, I guess we're going to leave it running. We're not going to mess about with this. So there we go. Maybe there's better teams out there for this, but this Goblin Lord, he's starting to be a little bit tricky, isn't he? The real pressure coming on the team. So the one other team we're going to use here, I don't think they're going to be able to hold up. We get some real pressure coming on us from here. So let's go in for a water magic team then. Can Summer Chica here and Summer Ameth keep the rest of the guys alive? So we're going to have Alpha Labarista this Summer, and Nenica, and of course Alchemy Nozomi. This is just teams that we've had. So let's see how it does. Day 3, this team beat Goblin Lord. Day 4, it nearly beat it, but not all the way. It's day 5, can it at least survive to do a bit of damage? That's what we want to see here. If not, it might be a bit of trouble. Then what are we going to go to after this? We've already used up our win team, and I think our win team is probably one of our better ones. We could either go for some kind of a light team, perhaps with Ameth in it, or maybe we could go for fire with Nefinera. Maybe that would keep us alive. They would keep us alive. If not, we could always borrow another Eris and just go straight in with dark magic. I'm sure we've got plenty of options to go. If we can beat Dungeon X7, then Goblin Lords should not be a problem. Maybe 3, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if anyone will be one-panning Goblin Lord. Keep an eye out for that. £2 potentially, maybe it's going to have to be a £3 for this. Goblin Lord, level 700 though, that is pretty high. That is pretty high. And taking him out on day 5, you don't even get the rewards. I suppose it's nice for them doing that, so that if you are slightly lower and you can't quite get there, you don't miss out. We don't like people missing out here. Still not the sweatiest of game, which is pretty good to see. This team doing pretty well actually. Is he doing even better than that Dark? Maybe there was a better Dark physical team we could have come up with if we had actually tried. Because yeah, this isn't doing too bad at all. The last one more team, whatever we go for, as long as they can survive, should be able to take him out. So there we go. Otsu, Oscar Sabanes to our water, our Wibbly Water magic team there. Aye. Arigato, Nozomi-chan. Right. Well, last one more team. Who should we go for then? Do we want to go? Because we haven't got Theo. There's probably is a Theo to borrow. We could borrow a Theo. I'm sure there's a Theo here. Is there a Theo? No, there isn't a Theo. We have got a Summit and a Naya. If you wanted to go fire physical, maybe some Naya would work on here pretty well up front. But then we have got June of our own that could tank it. We just want to be someone that keep us alive. I think for this fire team, we definitely need another. We need. I suppose Nefinera is kind of that. I was going to say we needed a fire Eris, but Nefinera is kind of that. We kind of need another sort of healer though. Someone. Oh, hang on a minute. Who do we have as healers? I don't have any of them. it's you. You were the healer. Valentine's Day Shizuru. Well, she does a bit of healing. It's not the massive most amount. Or potentially Sarasari Sarah. I keep forgetting about them because I don't have them. I wish I did have them because they really do keep this fire team alive. Anyway, we're going to borrow Valentine's Day Shizuru here. Thank you, Zuzu. Hopefully then that will get us through to beating Goblin Lord then. We'll see how it does. If this will keep us alive. I mean, a lot of the time we unset Neffy Nero as well on these teams. I'm never going to need to do that. I'm going to unset her. Usually that helps keep people more alive instead of cancelling their skills. Can we even do the damage though on this team? We've got Christina. Christina's the only real damage dealer we've got here, so they'll be counting on her for all of the damage. We've gone full support here. Full support for Christina. Maybe this isn't going to do it. We're not going to do enough damage. We're going to have to go and use another team. Well, at least we can try it out. We can see what it's doing. Yeah, we're not doing much damage here. Maybe we should have put somebody in like Muimi. I put Muimi in yesterday when I tried out this team, and it was close for us to not be able to survive. Yeah, so this team is not doing much damage at all. Perhaps it will do enough. We could already have gone back to the Dark Magic team, but we've already used that quite a lot. So let's try using something a little bit different. It was pretty low, so it doesn't really matter. And there we go. Well, we did 3 teams for the last one there. Flipping spin to win. Hiyori spins to win there. Okay, yeah, of course, Christina. They're doing all of the damage for this mode. So there we go. That is Day 5 complete, and we have got all the rewards in for this mode then. Level 50, there we go, up to floor 50, I suppose you could call it. And everything is cleared, missions and everything. So, there we go. Like I said, it was probably going to be a short stream today, it's only been half an hour. Tomorrow we will probably go in and have a little look at some of the unique equipment too, haven't we? I have been grinding out the shards for that Somalian girl Shuri. She was announced at the anniversary stream, so it was quite a long time ago that she was announced, along with Kasumi. We have plenty of time to grind out the shards, so we should be ready to go. Hopefully we'll be ready to go for them tomorrow and then come back next week. So, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I am Tokkuri Yashi. And I will see you all again very soon. Bye 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 bye. Hey, hey, hey.